Bah, what's going on? It's Popzero here once again, and today I will be going over a build that I spent countless hours on. Matter of fact, I tinkered with this build so much so that the number of iterations I concocted would make even the directors of Game of Thrones blush. Yeah. Whoa. How did this all come about, Papa Z? Let's go back for a minute. It's 1934. Facebreakers just came out on the Playtendo, and there was much hype surrounding them. A glove that is a weapon. Weaponized deadly glove of death. A glove of weaponing of sorts. Did the gloves have spikes or glass on the knuckle area? Or were there nunchucks taped to the knuckle area? Like, what's going on here? No, but what they did have was weird belt thingies at the wrist area. Nice. However, as soon as few need builds popped up, they were crushed, nay, destroyed, by the power of the hammer, and by 1937, the gloves didn't see any play at all, and thusly, these beautiful gloves lay dormant for almost 182 years. But finally, 1.5 days ago, after much research, much experimentation, and more importantly, some new items that came out this league, we can finally, once again, enjoy these amazing gloves and restore them to their former glory. And if you're viewing this on your standard 1990 television set, then get yourself a pair of thousands. Yeah, treat yourself. With the Adorn Jewel, few charms, and ton of Abyss Jewels, which give our helmet and body armor the necessary juice for this beautiful sin energy of Cosmos to be unleashed. The main thing I was going for was the ability to have spirit charges be permanent. Henceforth, I went for the Agnostic keystone on the tree and chose to reserve a bit of life in order to achieve said thing. Because I no longer have any mana, I needed to slap Lifetap Support gem on all of my skills so I could still use them. Though I am once again using Relicish Impatient Boots in order to attack more than once every 2 seconds because of the skill's cooldown, I had to figure out a way to get some temporary endurance charges in order to expend them to be able to attack whenever I want and whomever I want. And in order to do that, I use Enduring Cry with the combination of Call to Arms Keystone and Red Blade Banner Shield, so I could have unlimited 9 slam attacks before needing to recharge. Because this is a Slayer, I focused on getting as many frenzy charges as I could and chose to grab the Masterful form so my endurance charges equal my frenzy charges. Now for defenses, we have 75% all res, nice! Except for Chaos, of course. I didn't want to go overboard on that. So how much spell suppression you got? I also wanted to get some block and spell block on this build, which I got through Cluster Jewels, Tempest Shield, and some passive points. With Roomies up, I get something like 45-40 block. Cool, but how much spell suppression? Because of the 9 endurance charges, I have also, 40-45% fizz damage reduction. Nice. Spell suppression? Alright, let's go over the gear. Facebreakers with Frenzy Corruption is the centerpiece of this build. These set me back about 50 chaos, but you can get these cheaper, especially if you are patient. Alternatively, you can look into something like this. The more fizz damage with unarmed melee attacks is the key to happiness though, so pay attention to that. Light Poacher for that sweet fizz as extra damage of each element. Enough said. Shroud of Lightness, that was last minute change. I was using Lore Weave up until I decided to use the Hungry Loop for my Consecrated path, which freed up a lot of the sockets for me to be able to have additional quality of life things such as Flame Dash and Totems. I have a feeling I'll make another Frenzy centered build in the future, so I figured I'd buy one of these as an investment. These are kind of spendy, but again, if you are patient, you can snipe these on sale. When they go on sale, 30% off, 40% off. This one sent me back about 8 divines. Not too shabby, but it's not a necessity. I was using this little guy for quite a while, and it was just fine. For the belt, I wanted to craft my own, so I bought the base and crafted it, which didn't even turn out that good, but I just couldn't roll over it because it had some nice resistances. Only for an Abyss boss to drop 99%er belt. So I'm using that instead. For the shield, I have the Red Blade Banner because of the infinite powerful war cries. But I did play around with nice shields like this. that is very defensive, and even a shield like this, which has some abyssal sockets in it, one socket, for more damage. But ultimately getting the endurance charges to keep attacking was a bit inconsistent, so I decided against it. The endurance charges on stun support isn't consistent enough, but maybe if one was to sacrifice an abyss slot on the tree for, say, enduring composure, then maybe it may be good enough. I did a ton of testing, but I did not try enduring composure on this build. Relicish, what can I say? I love these boots. I did play around with the bubonic trail for more damage, and even Dance of the Offered, which actually give Agnostic. So I didn't have to travel all the way up here to take it. However, there was a bit of a problem. Getting power charges via Mark, fine. Getting frenzy charges, also fine. But getting endurance charges consistently enough, like I mentioned, was no good. I think the amount of things that would have to be sacrificed in order to have enough endurance charges for this build to feel good was too much, and so I didn't. These are the flasks which I am running, and if you don't care about blocking, then perhaps Lion Roar is in your cards. Also, if I was to boss with this, I'd probably do double or maybe even triple Writhing Jar just to get some spirit charges because they add a lot of damage. For charms, I have physical damage and chaos res ×2 in one with Fortify chance, which is up like 100% of the time. I also have a pretty neat TWWT that I got for 1 divine, the Adorned jewel, which I bought over a month ago now, not sure what the price is on these, and the rest are beautiful, magical abyss jewels, mainly added fizz damage, but also some accuracy, some resistances, intelligence, whatever needed to be filled. If you can get, majority of them be fizz damage, I mean, they're going to treat you just right. The last thing I'm going to say, even if you don't like Consecrated path, try this or similar setup with Facebreakers. See if you can come up with something fun or different, and let me know how it works out for you. Okay? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time with another beautiful build.